Good morning. It's Sunday for me, and I'm outside just soaking up the sun, doing some last minute gardening and enjoying the weather. And I've done a lot of fun things this morning, including make sun tea and prune back a bush that was overgrowing into a walkway. I'm currently pruning a couple of other trees and watering the garden. Enjoying. My niece is here today and she's playing with my kids, and that's so much fun. And oh yeah, I'm dehydrating eggs. I watched Jill Wagner. I'll put her link in the description below. She's a fabulous homesteading YouTuber. If you're not following her, you should. But she did kind of a taste test on different ways of preserving eggs, and I watched that this morning and got inspired because we have a lot of spring laying going on with our chickens, and she did a kind of a taste test on different methods today, and I was inspired to go ahead and preserve some, even though very shortly we won't get any eggs anymore from this farm. Still, it would be nice to have some preserved. So I'm going to dehydrate raw eggs and put them in a jar a little bit later when they're all ready. And then just, find some enjoyment out here. Find some peace, even amongst the crowing of the roosters. And just enjoy the day. So I just realized something funny. I'm back here cleaning up all the debris from this tree, and I've got some more debris on the ground there to clean up. And as I was filming the first segment of this, I realized that my daughter, who usually parks her car right here, I had placed my clippers on the back of the car, and she just left with my handheld clippers. So I don't know if I'll ever see them again. Bummer. So, I took a walk down the driveway to see if I could find, perhaps they slipped off in the driveway, and they didn't, which is a shame. So, they probably made it down the road quite a bit and fell off somewhere. If they make it to where my daughter is working, I'd be super surprised. And that would be a great story. If that happens, I'll let you know, but it's a bummer. Just a careless, silly mistake. It doesn't have huge consequences, but it is a bummer. So, I'm gonna weed right here in front of all the roses. We get these weeds here that I particularly dislike very much. They have these pretty little purple flowers on them, which are cute, but the smell of these when you step on them or when you pull them just is really repulsive to me. I don't even know how to describe it. I don't like them, and they have a tendency to just take over. So I try to come out here at least 2 or 3 times a year and just get them before they have a tendency to get out of hand. And this is manageable. I've had them pretty tall before, just because I didn't have any time to come out and get them. So I'm going to go down this area and maybe even past where the bikes are And then I'll come back probably and do this area on the other side of the camera, because it gets super duper weedy. The other thing that used to grow here, especially in here, was this plant that's coming up on this side. This, it has tubers, and I don't know what it's called. It's just some sort of a kind of a viney plant that grows underneath, and it actually grew really well up here in where we have our garden now. And they grew really tall, and you could tell, I mean, they just spread out and go. But I have them in the rocks down here. They don't grow up in the roses anymore very much because we put landscaping fabric underneath, cut out the holes for the roses, and then put cedar chips down, and that has helped. They're easy to pick now, and they come up right around where the base of the roses are. So I pick them anytime I see them, but they do still come up through the gravel, and you can't get to the root of them. I mean, I was lucky. Normally they just break, and they kind of irritate me. Because again, they will just take over. And I'm sure if you wanted ground cover, they'd be perfect for something like that. But then, you know, you gotta know that they're probably never, ever, ever gonna go away. So I had a little bit of a storage issue. I recorded too long and I ran out of storage, so go back over now what I did before I ran out of storage. So here is the area. These are really cool roses. So the previous owners, I think, had 11 grandchildren, and I think they planted a rose for each one of them, because when we moved in there were 11 roses. It drove me crazy until I figured out, I think that's someone had told me in the neighborhood that that's what had happened. So I planted a 12th one. This was given to me by my sister-in-law, and it was just a portion of a root ball that she had cut off, and I thought I had killed it, but I didn't. And so there it is. And now to me this whole row looks even, and it used to get terrible weeds, and then we put the fabric cloth down and the rocks back and the cedar chips, and now it does really well without weeds. I think it's been a season and a half, like a year. Like, I did this way early last spring, and I'm really thankful, because I have not really had to weed up in here at all. So now I'm going to go back over this little spot right here, kind of clean it all up. This is a good day. Very good day. taken down our little knickknacks and things. That does make me sad. It's been the day of technical issues. But I was saying that it is sad for me to have my little decorations come down, only because, you know, when I got them or made them, I was thinking of our garden at the time and thinking how happy a place it is. Even in the winter, all my little colorful decorations, I love it. So to take them down is sad. And then of course our hands, we did that this last year with everyone. So I'm going to keep a couple things, like our little rock flowers and things like that, but just make the garden super happy. So I'm back. As you can see, I did some bark chips today. It's kind of a little bit of everything. I've had so many technical difficulties, from the batteries dying to my memory card not recording anymore. I mean, I got it all straightened out, but what a pain. It's already later in the afternoon. Anyway, I'm gonna show you around. I did some stuff while my battery was charging, and my mom came to visit, so it took me a couple hours. Now we're back in business. So I don't know if you can hear the machine in the background, but that's Kirk. He's currently blowing the driveway off. He had a tree that fell this winter, and all the branches and everything were still kind of in a pile. He chipped them all up for me a couple hours ago, and that is what is all over the walkway, and it needed it, and it's beautiful. So I have just a little bit left to do, and then I will be done with this little section in here. The other thing I did while I was not recording was I washed some dishes, some chicken dishes, that is. A lot of things just get really super dirty, so I used a little Dr. Bronner's, a scrub brush, and I cleaned them off before I pack them away. I won't be needing them, and neither will the new owners of the house. They won't need those because those are for babies. So I have a little bit of chips that are left, and I'm going to spread them on this part right in here, and just kind of, you can see my fabric cloth is showing, and so I'm going to spread that out a little bit and just kind of get this back to how it was last year. And then I might just sit for a little bit. Been doing a lot of things. I'm trying to get my little patio area where I use all my garden tools and stuff cleaned up and sorted and organized. Going through and just throwing things away and putting things back. You know, they kind of get messy after use. So I'm just kind of working on that and putting it all together. So with that, I hope that you have had a wonderful Sunday. I'm going to finish this up and wrap up the video, but I just want to say blessings to you all. Have a great day. All right, bye. Update on the clippers. So I haven't clarified this with my daughter, but I'll bet you anything they stayed on her car the whole time, because here they are. And as you can see, they say Mimi on them. They are my mom's. I'm glad I got them. But they were right by the roses when I walked by today, and today's the next day. So I just think that's hilarious that I'm guessing they stayed on her car the whole time and she found them today and put them on the ground next to the roses. So anyway, with that, blessings to you all. I hope you have a great Sunday. And funny for little mishaps. All right, bye.